What is going on today, guys? Just wanted to jump on here, do a quick video for you. A little initial recap of my weekend. The last 4 days spent out in Arizona with a group of 22 other gym owners, all there trying to make themselves and their businesses and their people better. Everyone that was there, their whole goal is like, how can we be better for our people? And it's easy after having I'm kind of trying to recover from the red eye back from Arizona. I'm probably 60% recovered right now, but a lot of sleep deprivation. But really just wanted to get on here and kind of talk about what happens after you have a great moment of either motivation or inspiration or anything like that, right? Like we've all had it, like whether it's with fitness, whether it's nutrition. For me, it was like for the gym and a lot of personal development stuff. Like you have this great moment of clarity, this moment of inspiration because your environment has changed, right? You go somewhere away to do something, and that's the first catalyst for change. And it makes it seem kind of easy when you're there. Or you go do an intro at a new gym, or you go somewhere and you get online, you find this great new program, and that moment hits you of inspiration. And then what happens, right? You leave that moment or you leave that place and you get back to your real life, and all of a sudden everything just comes flooding back in, right? Everything, your real life or your old life or whatever you want to call it, kind of just does the same thing it always does, which blocks you from doing the things you've wanted. All right. So, like for me, I've been gone 4 days and had several things that I wanted to do like right when I got home. It just like kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. All right, I need to say this. I need to say something to a couple people that I love as soon as I get home. One of them being my wife. And what happens as soon as you get home, right? Like the kids get in the way, like at night, just like they always do. You try and have a nice talk with your wife, and like they just run their mouth and they're crying, and it's like makes it difficult to communicate, like always. And it, like, for me personally, got home last night, and that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I wanted to say something to Andrea, and like, my kids, they just get in the way and start screaming and yelling, and like they want mommy and all that. So I had to say, listen, like I put it off, right? So like I was like, oh, you know what? I'll say it later. I'll say it later. And I'm like, no, already what always happens when you leave a moment where you knew the right thing to do and you wanted to do it, like you just put it off. I'm like, no, I'm like, hey, I need to borrow you right now. I have something to say to you right now, right? And I did, and it was like totally worth it, right? Taking action is going to be, so far, I just went through all my notes from the weekend just trying to process, and like taking action is probably the biggest key. There's tons of ideas out there, there's tons of information out there. There's books, there's things to learn. As far as like fitness and nutrition, there's so many exercise plans, so many diet plans, but none of them work unless you actually take action. There's tons of things that can like make you a better person or help you get where you want to go, but if you don't take action, it doesn't matter. I found myself already back, paralysis by overanalysis. I got so many things to do that I'm going to like put this off until I get it done. And it's like, no, I wanted to make a change by hitting the most important things first. The most important things first, the things I just talked about, like take action on at least one of them. And that way you get the ball rolling, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be 100% ideal. Like just get going after what you wanted to do. For my clients and people that are coming in, and maybe you watching this video, like it's never going to be a perfect time to get started. You're never going to feel 100% great about making a change, but change is sometimes going to be uncomfortable, especially if what you're doing is not aligned with where you want to be, right? If you're eating out every single day, if you have no meal plan, if you're not working out, if you're not doing anything like that, yeah, it's going to take some change. It's going to take a little bit of like pain to become the person you want to be, right? You don't want to sit at home and be tired and out of energy all the time, not working out, not eating right. You don't want any of that. So you can't just continue down the path that got you there. You have to make some changes, like get in on the meal plan, get on the exercise, whatever the thing is that you want to change, it's going to take a little bit of work to get there, right? And that so far is my biggest takeaway from this weekend is like there's ton of information. There's tons of things out there to help you. But if you don't take action on it, if you don't say, hey, this is what I've been doing and it hasn't got me where I want to go, like I need to make a change and do something different, right? I need to do something that's not what I was doing before so I can get where I want to go. All right. So that's my encouragement to you today. If you've been delaying, if you've been putting it off, if you've been, you know, just waiting for the perfect moment's never going to come. It's never going to be there. You just have to get out there and do the next thing. Make one little change right now that will help you along the goals that you've set, because if not, it's never going to get there, right? I got a lot of other takeaways from this weekend, a lot of things to work on, a lot of things that is going to be helpful for you guys in your fitness and nutrition journey, but none of those things matter if you don't get started, right? And then after you do get started, expecting that it's going to be the same as it was before, that's not going to happen either. Sometimes we have people that get started in the nutrition and the fitness plan, and they're like, after coming for a week, they're like, man, I'm really sore. Like, I don't necessarily like being sore all the time. It's like, well, we kind of told you that going into this, expect to be sore after a few weeks. It's not so bad, but you want to make this change. It's going to take some actual change for you to feel the results you want to feel. Like with the nutrition plan, it's like if you're skipping breakfast because you're lazy, and then eating, a coffee and a biscuit at lunch, and then dinner you're eating out somewhere and you're having dessert, like if you like sign up for a meal plan and get started and then just expect that you're going to be able to do that and see results because you signed up, that's not going to happen. Like you actually have to make some changes. And change can be a little bit at a time. You can let's address breakfast right now. Okay, cool. Let's address eating out every night for dinner. Let's see what we can't do to have groceries in the house, to plan ahead, to make sure that we can actually do what we said we want to do. Like just thinking about it doesn't make it happen. You actually have to put one foot in front of the other and make it happen, right? If you want, you can order your groceries. You can order pre-made meals done, but like it takes a little bit of planning. It takes a little time. Number one it takes is action, right? So when you get hit with that motivation, when you get hit with that inspiration, it's going to go away. It's not always going to be there, especially if you did it in a different environment. You have to bring that back with you and immediately take action, right? If you don't take action immediately, most of us are just going to let it kick the can down the road. We're going to let it go. We're going to let it just fade away until months, years later again. All of a sudden we get hit with more inspiration and more motivation, and then we get back home, kick that can on down the road again, and we get in the cycle where we never actually do anything. All right, guys? Anyway, I think that's enough for today. My encouragement to you is whatever it is you need to do, go take action on it. It doesn't have to be a giant step. Can be just a tiny little step of something you've not done before. Take that action. Make sure that you get started doing what you said you wanted to do, what you want to do. All right? Have a great day, guys. I hope this was helpful. See you tomorrow.